ibẹ̀ yẹn ló ti máa wá wọ̀ gbogbo fine tó fẹ́ fine lórí set dandan tó wà nulẹ̀ tó fẹ́ shoot ìwọ tó pàdé ọkọ ẹ. I don't understand how they do that nonsense. Ọkọ ẹ délé ní ó pàdé ẹ ní rọ̀lẹ́ bíi 5, 6, 7 earring sì wà létí ẹ, jewelry wà lọ́rùn ẹ, ó sì wọ búbù tá a mọ̀ báwọn obìnrin wa ti ń wọṣọ, wíìgì sì wà lórí ẹ, and you want me to take that kind of film seriously? Tí máa sọ pé that's absolute rubbish, wọ́n á ní mo hash.
Mo tún kí n pé ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí lẹ́nìí gẹ́gẹ́ by popular demand because interaction tí mo ní pẹ̀lú Mr. Tolu Fagbure àfin ó bí àwọn nǹkan tó pọ̀ so lára nǹkan tó bí ni wípé ká máa create session fún wọn láti máa wá kí wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa movies so that at least àgbàlẹ̀tò náà a lè ní wide range of topics tí wọ́n máa discuss music, bàbá ṣe personality interviews, then come and discuss issues even about music and movies. So nítorí ẹ̀ mo ṣe bí wọ́n wá. So lẹ́nìí a fẹ́ wo transition láti ayé home video sí ayé cinema because bí 90s Mr. Fagbure kí lẹ pè náà indie
films, independent productions.
Táwọn marketers ń gbówó lẹ̀ fún wọn gbà yẹn.
Ó ní ìdí tó fi ń pè ní independent productions.
Okay.
Independent productions ni pé eléyìí tí producer dá ṣe independently. Films kò ń ṣe èèyàn kan ló yẹ ó ṣe fíìmù gidi. Fíìmù ńlá kò yẹ kó jẹ́ producer ẹyọ kan. Studio based ló yẹ kó jẹ́. So àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti gbẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ̀jigẹ̀, tí wọ́n ti gba loan, irú àwọn tó gba loan BOI láti dá studios ilẹ̀ láyé ààrẹ Goodluck Jonathan, wọ́n ṣe Nollywood fund yẹn, wọ́n fún àwọn èèyàn kan ní owó. Ara wọn ní Kúnlé Afọláyan, ara wọn ní Film One, ara wọn ní Blue Pictures. Àwọn kan gba owó láti ra equipment, láti máa fi rent. So you are supposed to go to a studio tó bá ní film idea, wá approach studio tó ti set up systems fún production àti marketing.
Okay.
Àwọn ni wọ́n máa gbé owó sílẹ̀ tàbí kí wọ́n mú percentage owó yẹn sílẹ̀. Àwọn náà wọ́n lè gbé a greater percentage or half, whatever you will agree. Àwọn náà máa fund it. So that's not independent. That is a studio system.
And that's high budget.
Yeah, that's high profile films,
Okay.
you know, high production values. Now, tó bá wò pé ó fẹ́ ṣe fíìmù kékeré, pé ìwọ ò tí ì ní bóyá àwọn studio yẹn wọ́n ti rí tí ẹrù. Wọ́n rí tó níbi tó dàgbà dé tí wọ́n fi rí tí ẹrù. So, bóyá wọ́n ti rí tí ẹrù as a producer. Wá dáṣe àwọn fíìmù kéréje. Àwọn òyìnbó náà ní indie films. Àwọn ni wọ́n sọ ní indie. INDIE.
Okay.
A collocation of independent. So àwọn independent films làwọn tó ń jáde sí YouTube, làwọn tó ń jáde sí cassette, VCD. Nígbà yẹn máa rí pé most of the time independent style ni ó kàn jọ studio ni, but independent films ni wọ́n ṣe ń pè ní indie style. But gbogbo system láti crash ní Nàìjíríà yìí. However, a ṣe movement yẹn láti home video sí digital era. Now, kó ló bá wọ digital era gan, a ti wà ní new Nollywood ní 2005 pẹ̀lú fíìmù Kúnlé Afọláyan Ìràpadà. Look, there's no way we will understand it if we don't go a bit back.
Okay.
Now, ayé colonial films, àwọn òyìnbó náà ṣe film. Wọ́n fi film pẹ̀lú I think the Nigerian Film Unit or the Colonial Film Unit, CFU. Wọ́n máa ń fi film ṣe propaganda. Nígbà tó yá, wọ́n kó àwọn fíìmù lóyìnbó wá. I can't really remember the names of the business people, àwọn expatriates náà ló kọ́kọ́ ní cinemas. Wọ́n mú fíìmù lóyìnbó wá. Nígbà ó yá, àwọn businessmen tó jẹ́ indigenous people, àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà, àwọn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣòwò ilé sinimá. So I move láti colonial era, I move sí golden era. Okay? Now, colonial era la ṣì wà yìí. Àwọn èèyàn wa náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣòwò sinimá. Ẹ má gbàgbé àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí produce.
Okay.
Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn náà wá ń ṣòwò sinimá, àwọn fíìmù Hollywood, àwọn Bruce Lee, Chinese film, Indian film. Ìyẹn la fi rí Pen Cinema, la fi rí Odeon Cinema, la fi rí Queen Cinema n'Íbàdàn, right? O la fi ń rí gbogbo àwọn cinemas yẹn. Scala Cinema. Gbogbo àwọn Scala yẹn gan dé later ni. But la fi rí àwọn prolifications àwọn cinemas yẹn showing, exhibiting àwọn fíìmù òyìnbó àtọ̀rìnwá. Nígbò yá wọ́n wá ya fíìmù kan ní Nàìjíríà, Palava, in the 1940s. I beg your pardon, I can't really place the year now, but I know it's the 1940s. Palava was the first film shot on Nigerian soil with Nigerian actors.
Okay.
Palava. I have the film. Torí mo recently, but I'm still reading, putting things together about it. Orí mi kún láàárọ̀, so I can't throw the names around. The producer of the film, but I know and I can tell you that Palava was the first film shot on Nigerian soil with Nigerian actors. And who are the actors? They actually used natives. So I don't play Kingi, film here, Chifu village yen, up somewhere up north. And don't play witch doctor village yen, no low.
Okay.
And it was a silent film without dialogue. But she dialogue yẹn ni pé one type àwọn bí ìgbà téèyàn ṣe cartoon tó wá kọ àwọn important discussions.
Bit àwọn Charlie Chaplin.
Chat box. Exactly like that. But it was just not comedy.
Okay.
I think it was very close to 2 hours, if it's not 2 hours. Mo dẹ̀ farabalẹ̀ wo fíìmù yẹn tán because tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ṣọ́ra ó ní tendency láti wà boring tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ń wò láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá ní patience. If you don't have tó bá ní intellectual capacity láti calm down, consume seminal material. Wow, kí ló ń ṣe yìí? But eventually, as I continue to see the film, mo rí pé ó wà interesting. But it's just silent film, yeah. Very interesting film, Palava. Maybe one of these days, we'll do a public, maybe with Agbaletu and all that, and fans would like to see it. We might do a screening and we do an intellectual discussion, a live event, and we have people there, and we do a screening of the first film shot in Nigeria with Nigerians, Palava. Now let's move from there. Then we had our Advent film professionals, bí Ọlá Balógun, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Pàápàá jùlọ àwọn Ọlá Balógun.
Was that in the 70s or the 60s?
Yes, 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Wọ́n wá lọ film school. So àwọn yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí produce films. For the event of being erroneous about dates and titles, I'm not going to throw titles, but àwọn Ọlá Balógun bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí, àwọn the first. So the people who actually started making films were professionals who went to film school. First of all, the colonial people, then the professionals who went to film school and started shooting films. Of course, with the effect of broadcasting. WNTV, WNBS, TWA. So with the effect of broadcasting, people went to school and all that. So one shoot film. Ngbo ya àwọn èèyàn bí Adeyemi Afolayan, who was an actor in Ọlá Balógun's film. Àwọn èèyàn rò pé fíìmù Ìjà Òmìnira, wọ́n rò pé fíìmù Adelove ni. No, it's not an Adelove film. Adelove was just featured in it. Ìjà Òmìnira is not an Adelove production. I think it was just an actor in it, in Ìjà Òmìnira. Right. Now, I hope nobody's going to come for my head for that. I want to be very sure. But yes, Ola Balogun will direct. Yes, Ìjà Òmìnira was not an Adelove film. Yeah, I'm certain.
And he got big money for the role.
Yeah. Ìjà Òmìnira was not an Adelove film. It was just an actor. So from this influence, and don't forget, Adelove loved to see films Latile. So he was influenced by those and started producing. Show them the Kabuki theater, which is the Asian theater. Kabuki means music, dance, and acting, which is akin to the total theater of Africa. All right? So, which is what we do in traveling theater. So, Yellow influence Adelove to begin to produce films. So, let us say again that Adelove, Ola Balogun was the bridge between the colonial and the indigenous filmmakers. But because they didn't transcend into the big commercial space, I like to mark the beginning of the golden era with Adelove, who was the first person to produce film. As a matter of fact, he produced Olo Laoju Àwọn Yorùbá theatre as a film. So we had the colonial era, we had the golden era. Golden era ni everybody wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ya cinema. So wọ́n ya ayé after Adelove, of course, everybody bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ya cinema. That was the golden era. People were making money. So when people come and sit here and say they didn't make money, I don't agree. I have seen people sit down and tell me stories.
Yeah, but they weren't the producers.
Well,
maybe the producers made money, but not the actors.
Well, I agree. Because of, I'm talking about the producers themselves, but I agree because of the system at that time. The system at that time, people were kọ́ṣẹ́, tó bá kọ́ṣẹ́ wà yáṣẹ́. Ṣé báwọn bàbá dẹ́rù pọkàn jókòó síbi wọn lára àwọn ra boss as jesters. So tó bá yáṣẹ́. So the idea is eventually at the point in time you have to grow to the point where you have to do your business. If you decide to sit down and not do your business, who can help you? And it doesn't mean that you have to be estranged from your ọ̀gá. Ọ̀gá ẹ̀ sì lè pè ẹ́ kó wá bá ṣiṣẹ́, wà dẹ̀ sì wá lọ ṣe tiẹ̀. So àwọn tó decide láti ṣe tiwọn, tán dẹ̀ fọpọlọ sí, tán dẹ̀ gba ìmọ̀ràn, tán dẹ̀ gba ẹ̀kọ́, they made it. Kò sẹ́yìn tó yaṣẹ́ tí ò make ẹ̀ náà. Àbí èyí tí ò make ẹ̀ wọ́n ra 504. Some are Benz 230 ní 70s, 80s. Mercy ọ̀bọ̀kún ọlọ́yẹ. 505 Evolution. You know, èyí tí ò make ẹ̀ ń ra. So we had the golden era. Then I think structural adjustment program happened of the Ibrahim Babangida era. I think before even the structural adjustment program, the austerity, the Buhari, Idi Agbon era, a lot of things began to happen. Owó lọlẹ̀, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan lọlẹ̀, insecurity, àwọn èèyàn lè jáde lálẹ́. Then most importantly, kó tó di pé àwọn èèyàn lè jáde lálẹ́ gan, purchasing power cinema ó lọlẹ̀. 2, production is not cheap. And when I'm talking of cinema, I'm talking of film, not digital film. Reel to reel film. Celluloid. Oh yeah, that's the word. Celluloid film. Reel to reel. Is not cheap. There was not a color lab in Nigeria.
16mm.
You film 16mm, 35mm. You filmed in Nigeria, you took it abroad. So ó ní láti jẹun kánú. Most times these guys did it on loans. Right? Okay. So nígbà tí economic situation bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní yàtọ̀, wọ́n wá depend solely on television. So ìgbà yẹn ní television productions, they sat on television. Then it was the home video era, according to reports and findings and research, was discovered by error. by chance. So let me say error. It was discovered by chance. Àwọn òun ló fi bọ́ sọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ Igbo púpọ̀ later. Now, I think here's the story. I've not really confirmed that story, but here's the story as it was told to me by certain people. Wọ́n máa ti ń ta cassette tó fi ń record ìkómọ, video cassette, video camera tó fi ń record ìkómọ. Alade Aromire was a videographer who worked in all these things. Our camera had been scaled down, say 35 mm, 9 M3000, M35, M9000. Our camera wasn't scaled down, that's U-matic. Now, as a matter of fact, before I get there, before I get even to that television, there's a time to want your reversal stock. I think reversal stock is the other side of the celluloid flow. Okay. So the other side is what they call reversal. So but on low reversal stock NTA tan tolo reversal stock yen tan ni golden era ku. So as a matter of fact, I think I need to add the reversal era.
Okay.
As a scholar now, I am adding it on Agbaletu TV to that era because nobody speaks about the reversal era. One man be reversal era, so no golden era.
Moment reversal was another technology on its own.
No. It's celluloid still.
So it's
reversal.
The same tape. So what called reverse tape?
That's the reversal. Like you can print on the other side. The paper and you call with soju kini, soju keji.
Okay.
So if I don't load reversal stock here,
but the same quality, no?
The same quality. You come and jad here. So no, and it's cheaper because not the low jewel.
The process abroad.
Now. So now, but all those stock here, now okay, because see cinema more. Everybody will have 4 bags in television. By error, they can feel cassettes don't tar. Ẹnì kankan record nǹkankan nínú ilé wọ́n wá ń play it back and gbogbo ṣe enjoy yẹn someone just came up with the idea and said okay kí ni adele fi ya film. Now these things are sketchy. I was not there. These are reported speeches. Àwọn Táyà Arógun Másìdì ló lè padà wá sọ. Okay, now so who discovered it? No name. But on record, on scholastic record, is on record that in 1988, yes, Adebayo released the first home video film titled Shomeji. 88, yes. I think Aromire was 89. I forgot the title of his film, but I remember Ekun. Thank you, Ekun. But it was after. But some other reports have said that it was Alade that actually, because I've listened to a lot of reports that went to look at this technology and brought it and all that. But that's not my bone of contention here. The bone of contention is the cassette was discovered. Okay, let us continue to research Talori Gangan. We will continue. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think that is also one focus of my research as I research how we solve the marketing lacuna in Yoruba film industry, ditto the Nigerian film industry. So it's going to be a focus of my PhD as well. Now, so it is on scholastic record until we find out something else that Adebayo shot the first home video film in 1988 with Shomeji. So certainly àwọn eras here, àwọn Òyìnbó ló lead the golden era. By my own record, I said there is a bridge, the Olabalogun bridge between the colonial and the commercial era. So the bridge, then because we are talking in respect of commercial performance. So I say that Adeyemi Afolayan led the golden era. especially as it relates to Yoruba film. Now, let the golden era up onto the reversals era. Then Adebayo came and led us into the home video era. Now, tẹ́ bá notice àwọn èèyàn Kwara, people from Kwara State, wọ́n pọ̀ ní Ìdúmọ̀tà, ditto the movement to Oshodi Arena. Why? Nítorí pé oníṣòwò ni wọ́n, they are shrewd business people. When they are daring business people. They do business. Wọ́n want ta towel, wọ́n ta torchlight, àwọn lóníṣòwò. Go and check the arena. You'll find a lot of Kwara State people. So àwọn lóníṣòwò, àwọn náà ta towel, àwọn náà ta bric-a-brac. So wọ́n ta cassette, no. So it was natural, because one of them cassette, as business people, after Kenneth Nnebwe, láàrin àwọn àtàwọn ọmọ Igbo, alright, after Kenneth Nnebwe, Neck
Video Links.
Neck Video Links is in between them. So the home video era boosted. Wọ́n á sọ pé Living in Bondage 1992 was the reason why we say that Living in Bondage was the first home video, was because it was the first blockbuster. So ṣé àwọn tó ṣe ní 1988 yẹn, ṣé wọ́n ṣe fún family wọn? Wọ́n tà náà ni. But commercial blockbuster was Living in Bondage. As Papa Ajasco, it is on record that Papa Ajasco, yes, the film Papa Ajasco, because there was a celluloid film, Papa Ajasco, was the blockbuster of the cinema, golden era cinema. So Papa Ajasco ti ń tajà ti pẹ́, Wálé Adénúgà ti ń ta ọjà, ó ti ní business strategy, orí ẹ̀ ti ń tajà ti pẹ́, kádàrá wọn ti ń tajà ti pẹ́ ti pẹ́, kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Excellence yẹn kàn spiral down sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe ni. Okay, so it's now on record that Living in Bondage led that. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé tí àwọn Igbo bá ti rí pé iṣẹ́ ti lọ níbì kan, àwọn wà bẹ́ẹ̀, everybody kan tẹ̀lé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ìgbà yẹn Yorùbá náà ń tẹ̀lé, but àwọn rẹpẹtì, àwọn ṣe business. Ṣé àwọn ní travelling theatre? Àwọn ní travelling theatre culture.
Neck Yoruba film ló kọ́kọ́ tà.
Yes, because Yoruba film
ló kọ́kọ́ tà Jenny Yami àtàwọn.
Yes, because Yoruba. Okay, thank you for saying that. I was going to mention that Yoruba film, because, and that puts it on record that the status of Nollywood. I mean, come on, Nollywood is different from Yoruba era. No. When you talk about the concept of Nollywood, it has a history. So show my your traveling theatre kúrò ńbẹ̀ ni, show my your cinema era kúrò ńbẹ̀, show my your home video Yoruba kúrò ńbẹ̀. Wọ́n á máa sọ pé àwọn olóyìnbó ní Nollywood. I disagree. Nollywood is the entirety of the Nigerian film industry. Nollywood yẹn ó describe film industry Nigeria. Oníkálukú wá ní section lábẹ́. So àwọn Yorùbá ló lead the Nollywood film industry with travelling theatre. So àwa ṣì ń ṣe travelling theatre system here ní home video. Don't forget that even the people who have come here have confirmed that even during the cinema era, it was still the travelling theatre systems. Wọ́n ní dá ẹ pé wọ́n máa pọ̀ ọ̀gá ẹ̀ máa kó àwọn ọmọ, wọ́n máa kó ẹ wá. Àwọn ọ̀gá eléré náà máa kọ lẹ́tà sí, àwọn ọ̀gá eléré máa kọ ẹ wá. Now àwọn ọ̀gá wà, àwọn medium ọ̀gá wà, àwọn lower ọ̀gá wà, àwọn underdogs ọ̀gá wà. Oníkálukú ń jẹun ní level ẹ̀. That's why Adebayo will go to NTA, see somebody performing, or not in the troupe, so lè wẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àwọn akọ̀lẹ́tà fún ẹ, wọ́n á fún ẹ lówó ọkọ̀ kò wéko ó ti rí nǹkan kan lára ẹ tó like so tó bá ti wá sí production yẹn ó ti mọ ẹni tó fẹ́ lò but kò lè dá ẹni yẹn pé as it is now ó máa pè wọ́ wà wá kó wọn wá àwọn àwọn ẹni tó fẹ́ lò ní that was the system olófin dàbí ẹni pé owó yẹn ò trickle down sí everybody kò ń ṣe independent hiring it was group hiring so and that was still the system in the home video era but that was not the system with the English speaking folks àwọn Igbo pèmí kò sanwó ni mi ò mẹ́rí so they could do business purely.
So láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n
rówó
láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá owó yẹn trickle down so owó tí ó wà meant for one group àwọn tó máa draw mọ́lẹ̀ tó 30
ọ̀gá ló dẹ̀ máa mú lion share
wọ́n á ní kò sówó.
ó dìgbà tó o bá ya eré tiẹ̀ kí wọn náà tó máa ní owó tó pọ̀ òun ló ń fa gbogbo disgruntle mò ń lọ ìgbà tó bá tóbi débì kan tí wọn náà máa rò pé how far now so wàá kúrò. So that's how we entered. That's what we still kept doing in the home video era. And that was what even still led us to the marketing era, some marketers. So, kini system yẹn làwọn marketers yẹn wá feed on. Agbole control. So they now became like a pseudo studio system. I'm not going to call wọn jọ pọ̀. So the Quara flow of people who are marketing Torchlight and everything now are the marketers. That's why ìgbà tí a lọ rí olóògbé Bíọ́dún Ìbítọ́lá Remdel l'Ákúrẹ́ lọ́dún 2016 because ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ nígbà yẹn a lọ ṣe research adọ́dọ̀ olóyè Alhaji Akeem Balógun gan Olasco adọ́dọ̀ wọn èmi àti ọ̀rẹ́ mi adọ́dọ̀ wọn agbéra látẹ̀kọ́ a lọ sí Àkúrẹ́ lórí ọba Adéṣídà a lọ rí Aunty Remdel, God bless her soul, and she said she refused to do business in the same space with people like we Torchlight àti Towen or Tadeku tí wọ́n understand marketing.
O don fi dá independent marketers nílẹ̀ ìgbà yẹn.
Yeah, so wọ́n á sọ pé they don't understand marketing pé sales distribution wọ́n ṣe. The distribution náà ṣe àǹtí sọ pé kò sí fíìmù àwọn tó jáde tí àwọn òde state tí wọ́n ti ń tà pé àwọn máa dìde àwọn máa dé state yẹn she said and I agree and I bear witness because nígbà tí wọ́n release film òfin ga someone was using the old aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́ to distribute it at that time I was doing my masters I think 2011. So mo wá coordinate cinema style yẹn like wá ṣe Diro Vans a ṣe cultural center thereabout àti ṣe art theatre no I recall that Aunty Bíọ́dún Ìbítọ́lá came personally to those spaces. She was not the one running it but because it was a film there was a percentage agreement. She came on all the 3 floors Nìbàdàn. She was on a tour gbogbo bí kíní àṣẹ ń show so she's going around to monitor what's going on. So she said she's different from somebody. She went to school to study. That she's different from somebody who will just sit in Lagos and throw CDs into the market and just go on.
Yeah, but those ones too, they follow their actors and actresses to advertise those movies on TV stations across. I
agree. I also agree. But it still doesn't take it to marketing. It takes it to distribution. There are thin lines. There are thin lines to it, okay? There are basic lines to it. There are basic systems to it. So she wants to do it professionally. She wants to do it. She wants to do it as it should be done. But there's a lot of sentiment down off you see. But let's move on. Now the home video era ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ ń lọ síwájú. Ó ń gbòòrò. Nínú home video era àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n wá release ẹ̀ sí film àwọn èèyàn wá ń ṣe shadow cinema community style aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́ so it was not celluloid ẹ má gbàgbé wípé kó tó nípa wọ home video Tàbántárì hotel Elékùrọ́ sinimá dé bàbá Sàlágbówó Premier Hotel Ìbàdàn wọ́n ti ń show T-Rovers Hotel wọ́n ń show àwọn àgbáàrín àti gbogbo ẹ̀ in reversal and celluloid. So immediately he died and the home video was discovered. The system took over the showing of the home video. So home video yẹn wá combine community cinema distribution àti home video cassette distribution. So you first of all release your film on aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́, particularly holidays. So you first of all did aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́ even with home video. So ní kọ́kọ́ ta síta ní marketer early 90s. Early 90s, yes. Ní kọ́kọ́ ta síta fún marketer wàá kọ́ wá show ẹ̀. So wọ́n show ẹ̀ lẹ́ntì wọ́n show ẹ̀ náà àwọn structure yẹn wọ́n wá fi show ẹ̀. So wàá ti show aago o lè show 3 days o lè show Friday Saturday Sunday. So báwọn yẹn tún ṣe máa ń wọ́n create first ni pé wọ́n show ẹ̀ ní Easter. Láti show ẹ̀ ní Easter àwọn èèyàn tó wò ó wọ́n á ti ròyìn lọ ẹni ò ní release ẹ̀. Ṣé o gbé Iléyá àti Easter ó jìnnà díẹ̀ a kàn sí lọ show ẹ̀ ní Iléyá ni. So bó bá ṣe lẹ́mìí sí wàá dúró after a while wàá distribute ẹ̀ sí CD. So that now the home video era now borrowed aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́. After a while a rí wípé aago méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà ìrọ̀lẹ́ kò show mọ́ ó di home videos.
So
nìkan
entirely
marketers òun nìkan. So àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbà tó yá a lọ sí ìgbà tí owó ò pé lọ́wọ́ àwọn producer dáadáa mọ́ wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe launching. Kí ni launching? Tó bá fi owó ya film wà wá ṣe bí quasi premiere. Okay? It's like a quasi premiere. I call it a quasi premiere because that's not a premiere. A premiere is not a party. It's a solemn event. Event you are lot, you are organized. Two kind of flow. Nice evening, short and brief. And you're out, interactions, small food, discussions, reviews, and you're out. But I was at the party, so I'm at Milere, I'm at Mankara. I don't forget, that was the advent of Baba promo. So there was a lot. So it was a fanfare. Now, wàá pe àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn tó mọ̀ láwùjọ. Ó ní àwọn orúkọ yẹn ṣe wọnú cinema. Ó ní wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe cinema wa bí ìgbà téèyàn ṣeré Fuji àti Jùjú. Ó mọ àwọn kìnnìkan lágége. Ó mọ àwọn kìnnìkan lóṣòdì. Ó mọ àwọn kìnnìkan ní ìta balẹ̀ ní kìnnìkan lóríbòde.
wọ́n fi patronize àwọn.
Yes, because àwọn tó wá padà pè nìyẹn. Then àwọn yẹn náà ló máa padà pè wọ́n pé à ń gbádùn eré yín. Ẹ má gbàgbé mi sọ kó bad o but ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ gan òróró ra mọ́tò ń gbà ẹ̀ bá ń gba mọ́tò wọ́n máa gba mọ́tò tó bá yẹ kí mọ́tò yẹn jẹ́ 1 million so wọ́n á sọ 200,000 virtual capital ló máa fi ṣe yòókù so láti sọ 200,000 wọ́n á máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ àìmọye mọ́tò tó ti repossess. So don't be joking if you ó ti yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ ń sìn yo but even bóyá yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ ń sìn tó bá rí eléré kan tó lo mọ́tò kan tó bá ṣe báyìí pé ẹ fún wa lówó ó lè má ní ṣíṣì mọ́tò yẹn ó lè jẹ́ tó bá ṣọ́ ó máa repossess in the next few weeks pọ́pọ́lọpọ̀ yẹn ra mọ́tò nìyẹn you know because the fees are funny. Oh, they were funny at that time. It's better now. So fees because producer fẹ́ maximize the profit especially ìgbà tó yá táwọn marketer náà rí pé àwọn fẹ́ máa own rights so wọ́n wá ń gbówó lẹ̀ ẹ lọ ṣe wá tó bá rí pé ògo ẹ tàn wọ́n á gbówó fún ẹ ẹlòmíì lè máa wá ẹ pé àwọn èèyàn ń wá ẹ kiri pé tó bá ṣe fíìmù ẹgbẹ́ àgbàlẹ̀ tó ṣe ń lọ ní ìsinyìí èèyàn kan lè nígbà yẹn ẹnìkan kan lè sọ pé a ò lè ṣe fíìmù náà because you have a follower base. So they are looking for you to give you money. They are looking at their naira and kobo.
All right.
So that's how we got into the home video era.
Now, from àwọn tó jẹ́ major players ní pre-colonial or colonial era.
Àwọn òyìnbó nìyẹn.
Àwọn òyìnbó nìyẹn.
Kò sí àwọn Nigerians really.
Now the golden era. The golden era.
Yes. Àwọn Ọlábalógun, Adéyẹmí Afọláyan, even the Awada Kẹ́ríkẹ́rí organization, àwọn Jimoh Ali.
Mélòó nínú àwọn tó wà ní golden era ni wọ́n transcend sí home video?
I think, of course, everybody knows that Ogabelo is still here. Baba is still here. Baba has lived through generations. Thomas sọ pé encyclopedia of generation. Wọ́n wá láti travelling theatre sínú golden era, sínú reversal era, sínú television era, sínú home video era, sínú new Nollywood, sínú digital era. So he has transcended all the generations. Jimoh Ali too, Jide Kosoko has also transcended into that era. I'm talking about the top players, yeah? Jide Kosoko also did. Dele Odule also did. Omoba Dele Odule has also done that. Across eras, so from the golden era, Dele Odule too. Of course, àwọn Samson Eluwole too. Yes. Baba Wande has seen all the eras up until now. Yes. Alhaji Karim Adebayo. Yes. I'm trying to roll up this. Mama Rainbow. How could I ever forget that? I saw Mama Rainbow in Yaniwura. And I was pleasantly surprised. Beautiful looking lady, but she had already had that grace. One, the grace young man on that about 31 not in grace here. Mama Rainbow, Mama Ido Phillips, that is. Then Mama Lanre Hassan, Mama Wero. She's successfully come from the golden era up onto this era. She's gone through all the eras. All the eras she's gone through them. But
not many people know Yoruba Ogunde one home video.
He never liked it. It didn't support it.
Adelove deliberately was never a part of it.
Adelove did home video eventually. I saw one Adelove home video at least that I know. Ogbonlugba.
Oh, okay.
I saw Ogbonlugba at least. So tell about something about Adelove show video man run. I saw another love home video. At least I know Ogbonlugba, where he played with a Rolls Royce. On film recorders in Rolls Royce. Ìyàwó Adelove played by his sister Toyin Afolayan, who would drive out. So gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá ń sọ nínú mọ́tò, ó máa record there. So then ó máa gbọ́nlé. Thriller àti wà tipẹ́ now. So when they say technology, most of the technology is subjective. This is a man who had played with modernity. How would you think that there's a recorder in the car that you can wire it tí wàá fi máa gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ni yẹn sọ nínú mọ́tò nílé? Early 90s, Ogbonlugba, Rolls Royce, Nofilo, wọ́n ta guitar yẹn náà nù ẹ̀, still sang there. It was not the quintessential Adelove story. It was a drama, a thriller drama. So he did. Adelove moved to the home video, and I'm sure if he was still alive, I think he would have moved into all the eras because he successfully moved into the home. So he did home video. Adelove did home video.
All right. So now home video era brought about marketers.
Yes. So now the problems. Okay. So many problems. The marketer and Bawa, jacket, all those problems. People were now looking for alternatives. Now, they didn't know what alternatives they had. So some persons, I don't know the first person to open a YouTube channel that started doing Yoruba film, but I know that Iroko TV started the trend of digital channels. Iroko TV.
What era is this new
cinemas folk.
No,
right?
no, no. After the golden.
The digital era, the new Nollywood.
New Nollywood.
Mo fẹ́ dancing.
Okay, immediately after home video.
Home video, but there was a bridge. The digital era, digital era, what? Straddle home video era at the new Nollywood.
Okay.
Digital era, what? But I chose to come and place it after the cinema era, and I'll tell you why I did that.
All right.
So mo fin sọ̀rọ̀ Iroko TV. So Iroko TV bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí nígbà wọ́n ti ń ṣe gbogbo àwọn video yẹn là ń gbọ́ Iroko TV, but Iroko TV ò ṣe Yorùbá. Àwọn fíìmù àwọn upper weka, àwọn Ìgbò, àwọn Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ò ní wọ́n ń ṣe. Don't forget that at this period, Silverbird Gallery at the day, sometime in ni golden ni home video era, Silverbird Gallery at the Waleko. So at any Silverbird cinemas, don't show only Hollywood, Bollywood films, foreign films. So touch people don't love it. Àwọn bourgeois don't love it. Àwọn aristocratic. There's a name I'm looking for. Concept can skip me.
Elite, sabi.
The elite, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Àwọn borokini. Don't love it. Àwọn tó yẹ pé àwọn ọmọ wọn kọjá island sí airport. Wọ́n wà mainland gan. The only time they come to the island is when they are going to Ikeja and they are going to fly. So àwọn lọ Galleria, the Tush guys. So àwọn wannabes, wọ́n wá láti mainland, wọ́n lọ síbẹ̀. Láàrin time mainframe ti wà. Ṣé mo pé bàbá Túndé Kèlání ó straddle gbogbo eras ni. Golden, colonial, golden, because ayé colonial wọ́n ti wà ní NTA. You know, golden, reversal, gbogbo eras. So àwọn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní produce. Photography yá wọn. So he's doing better pictures, better production with grants, with support, funding from investors. So I want to bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe business. Láti lẹ̀, àwọn ò ṣe à ń gbádùn yín, anything tó bá ní kẹ́ fi help wa, no. Àwọn Yorùbá film comes with, mo fẹ́ ṣe film, help wa. Túndé Kèlání comes to you with a proposal. Because he worked with the academia. So they guided him. And then, of course, wọ́n ní ọgbọ́n àtinúdá, wọ́n ti ṣe pẹ̀lú Adelove now. Wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú Ogunde. So those guys were shrewd business people, organized business people. I saw their documents. I saw digital copies of their documents. I think at some point I was able to lay my eyes on physical copies of their documents. They had production diaries. Where is the production diary for these people? So if you are not on an Adelove set, if you read the production diary, you will know what has happened on that set. They had production diaries, they had expense receipts, they had expense account, they had books that they kept. That's how they kept track of how much I spent. Of course, it was a loan. So they had to pay back. The man had to work out what was his gain, what was his interest. So there are business people, organized business people. I own video, not disorganized.
Yeah, because they had just the marketer to report.
Yeah. So they didn't, because they were not committal to the business. My comments, my debate. These guys were committed to the business. They had commitments. They had houses in line. You know, so Túndé Kèlání came with his brand of home video. And so it became Mainframe Films and others. It became Mainframe Films and others. Mainframe became a class. So on the Mainframe platform, here, Tade Ogino also became a platform. Tade Ogino also appeared in the platform. I think Tade Ogino also is someone who came from the television era. I don't think he was in the golden era. From the television era. I don't think he participated much in the commercial until it was time for home video. But he had been around in NTA since the television. I want to Lola school abroad. not really Olola, but our more privileged people, to a average middle class, to always send them abroad, so educated abroad, had finesse around him, and he worked at the NTA. So translated that to home videos and all that, and it worked. So we had the Tudeke Lanis, then we had the Tadio Gideon. So we had the Cinecraft, Wale Fanu flow with Tadio Gideon. We had the Mainframe Productions flow and all that, and others. So they became markers. Those two became markers and others. Now, Tudeke Lani now came with Shawuride and featured Kunle Afolayan. Naturally, from interviews, from chats, he had aspirations. So he had wanted to go and do it. Tudeke Lani, no, let's start again, go back to school, finish school, then come back. So I think after school, he came back. Tudeke Lani tried him with the role. And Tudeke Lani was the first person to prove that you don't need to lead your film with a star. Most of his films, I don't think he led with stars. Or he led with actors, people who he thinks. Abeni was not a star. The Shola Ashideko was not a star anywhere. Bukola Awoyemi was not a Awoyemi, yes, in Aruba was not a star anywhere. Kunle Afolayan was not a star anywhere. Kabira and Kafidipe were not stars. But what he did, he had a way of putting them there and surrounding them with
no faces.
That's it. So he just made a balance. So the film is not about the stars, but it is within the stars. It always worked, right? So he locked that format and it worked well. So from his aspiration, Kunle left his job in the bank and went to take a course in New York Film Academy and returned and decided to shoot a film, Irapada. A light bulb went up in his head and he decided that, having seen the experience of his father's business, decides that I am not releasing on home video. I'm taking it to the cinema. So Irapada went to the cinemas. Oni Kunle sọ pé I started the trend of dancing. That I have danced at Odeon Cinema in London, not even in Nigeria, in marketing my films. I just cannot do it again. I have moved beyond that level. So Kunle threw open the door. And Irapada did well. Then B. Bandele followed with Half of a Yellow Song. The adaptation of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's book, the film adaptation of Half of a Yellow Song. Once that followed, Awa Yoba, bole wa la níṣẹ́, or awa la bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́, awa la máa ń pẹ́ rí opportunity, or awa la máa ń pẹ́ ká tó dórí opportunities. Because ọ̀lẹ ń bẹ lára àwọn tí ń ṣe cinema Yorùbá. I make bold to say it. We don't take opportunities. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo, they see the money. They may not see it, but once you show them the example, they move in and they take control. Of course, everybody wants to take control. So the English-speaking flow of Nollywood moved in. So we began to call it New Nollywood. So it now became a style that everyone now began to aspire to shoot cinema film, which Yoruba film people were not able to shoot for a while. But it will surprise you to know that even whilst they were shooting all those cinema films, eventually àwọn ọmọ wa ní fíìmù Yorùbá náà padà lò tán bá fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ gidi. But they needed to be taught and trained. So àwọn ọmọ wa náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wá upgrade the skill yẹn. Tọ́lá àwọn náà mọṣẹ́, àwọn yẹn mọ finance, àwọn yẹn mọ business. They show business, they showmanship. So Yoruba film people, especially at the home video era, we are good with showmanship. We are like party àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Torí ẹ̀ ni àwọn marketer ṣe gba show business mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, because you don't do the business. You just sign your film off. You don't want to take risks. You sign your film off because you need the money now. You just sign it off. A marketer gives you money to shoot a film. You chop half of the money. Now, you chop half of the money not because you want to keep it and shoot your own film. You chop half of the money because you want to buy 2 cars and marry another wife. Because if you save that kind of money, tó bá ti bá marketer ṣiṣẹ́ lọ, ó yẹ kí ìwọ náà wá fi owó tó yọ ọ́ ń bẹ̀ tó parí mọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, ó yẹ kó fi ṣe business ni. No. We use it to buy cars and carry women, you know, and live the life. And you say some people are now doing business. So you now have to go back and rely on them again for business instead of you to lock your business. So Kunle came with that, and the Igbo people followed it and took control of the entire cinema system. And then, boy, tell you about the film, okay, business structure and be. So I am going Nigerian film go matter. So Nigerian films began to come in. Cinemas now began to open. Now, don't forget that I said Iroko TV had come at that time. So as it began to become popular, Nollywood came, funded Film One to àwọn guys in Wala to Dion, àwọn Kenen Paru. I think Kenen Paru is not at Film One anymore, right? Kenen Paru funded them. I think Afri Nolly was also part of the studios that got the BOI loan and all that. So production was very simple. Ó wá di pé nítorí pé àwọn ti control ẹ̀, àwọn olóyìnbó ti control ẹ̀, ó wá di pé anything you do in Yoruba is substandard. Ẹ má gbàgbé pé àwọn náà help story yẹn by producing substandard nonsense. So wọ́n wá fi, because they kept doing wishy-washy things, they began to help the story that anything done in language, especially Yoruba, is not good enough. Don't forget that Kunle Afolayan did Irapada, which was in Yoruba, but Kunle Afolayan did say that he found a way not to make it a Yoruba film. So it was multilingual. So it was pan-Nigerian. So even though it was primarily in Yoruba, wọ́n gbé other languages orí ẹ̀, wọ́n sọ Hausa, wọ́n sọ Òyìnbó, wọ́n sọ Igbo.
And they established their locations, Jos,
Kano. But if you check Yoruba people, the story is about Yoruba people. But smart man, because he looked at the politics of what was going on there. If you locked it at Yoruba, àwọn Silverbird, àwọn Ben Bruce, gbogbo wọn lè má gbà. And he did it, and it worked, and everybody followed. But wọ́n wá take care over, àwọn Igbo take care over, àwọn Yoruba continue láti máa ṣe tiwọn. Ó wá di pé wọ́n aspire pé wọ́n máa pè é ní cinema. They kept doing. We kept doing our thing. So at that time, YouTube seemed popular díẹ̀díẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn Yoruba Hood, Libra TV. So wá di pé tó bá fún marketer ní iṣẹ́, a fi sí YouTube. Ó ń grow díẹ̀díẹ̀. I can't really put dates and times on this, but that's how it developed. Ó wá fún, tó bá ti fún marketer máa bẹ̀ fi sí YouTube. Or while tí marketer bá ti tà tán, wá YouTube. You are signing different deals.
But let's not forget a time that after a producer is done with his production,
yes, please,
the aspiration would be to put it on African Magic.
Oh yes, yes. That was before the advent of YouTube. Before YouTube now became popular.
Okay.
Tó bá ti wá tà, a lọ sí African Magic. Tó bá ti kúrò ní tó bá ti bọ́ sí African Magic tó ti ń lọ. Then nígbà tó yá, ó di Idumota, African Magic, YouTube, tripartite. However, at some point, the marketers began to control these 3 levels. So wọ́n máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, àwọn náà máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe deal, marketing, jacket, CD, àwọn náà máa ṣe African Magic. So wọ́n á gba cut lórí African Magic náà, because ó léèyàn nù bẹ̀. Àwọn náà ti ní structure ń bẹ̀. Then YouTube. So at some point, Libra TV big people, channels, YouTube channels like Libra TV. I keep saying Libra TV because I'm a bit close to Uncle Lekon. So I understood how he built that channel from scratch. You know, he's one of the earliest people after Yorubahood. Please, arguably, so it's not unarguably. If you see anything before him, some channels might have come before him, but channels that are more Yorubahood, Libra TV. So I want to bring it. They took risks. And then people, and when you see Africa Magic go bash one, bring it. So they tested with so many things. Digital era, new cinema. So as it began to become popular, take note, Yoruba films were popular in the cinema at the time. One of the ways Yoruba films were popular is that I build the Nexus Yoruba Idumota distribution at YouTube. They are relevant. Odunlade Adekola build the popularity the level to where they began to now call him to come to cinema films. But as what? That's where my first error came. That's why I said he needs to transcend. As what? As the clown. As a Yoruba clown. For example, in Taxi Driver, Kwashewu, as a taxi driver who's a Yoruba clown. So they situated them not in roles, but they created roles to suit their specialization in their core industries. So Thomas is needy, that's Yoruba person. Some have a pull audience here. Business gimmicks, so they put Odunlade Adekola in. The first cinema film I saw Tony Abraham on was what's this thing called? The Okafor's Law. That was when she began to rebrand. When I saw Tony in Okafor's Law, I was in the cinema hall and she was struggling with pronunciation. She was trying to pronounce. It wasn't giving for people. You will see, go act. Until the time when she had to speak in Yoruba, everybody in the hall, I was in the US, actor. So all the while she was speaking English. One reactor. Until she had to now speak Yoruba, because so I want to man so ni Yoruba not to ri lo turaka. So she couldn't act in English, which is why I keep saying that people need to lock in training. You need to be able to do that. So these guys began to come into the Yoruba into the cinema industry. Dear. Then Funke made a hit with Jennifer 1 and 2. Funke Akindele made a hit with Jennifer 1 and 2. So she came back with the return of Jennifer. Take note that Jennifer 1 and 2 was purely Yoruba film. When she was returning with the return of Jennifer to cinema, it wasn't a Yoruba film again. It became a pan. So it became almost an English film. So one can saw Yoruba about a Yoruba space. Then saw Yoruba. So she had to take it away from Yoruba. That was the only way it was going to penetrate, cinemas. But be that as it may, they kept penetrating it bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. I think because Odunlade Adekola had also penetrated what you were and he wanted to finish clownish roles. Or not a commission, not a partner, not the vendor. So he just needed that clownish thing. What my audience survey? Somebody go, audience, okay, one like and clownish things. Anyway, audience were not then well educated. One were
Kaloni the vendor. She going to share Adunlade.
No, Odunlade production. I think in partnership with Femi. Okay. Nigba, no, I think. So that was the beginning of films. Fun Yoruba film actors, but not in Yoruba. Now, that one also at that time, Nimo Dorisha. I think one of the ìkan lára àwọn Yorùbá film tó jẹ́ Yorùbá fíìmù tó kọ́kọ́ wọ sinima ó ní Modorisa, Kẹ́mi Afọlábí, Modorisa. And well, I said it then, I will say it now. It was an absolute embarrassment.
Modorisa.
Yes, please. See that film again. Get it again and see it again. Look at the special effects. Mo describe where as in nǹkan tó dàbí paper mache. That's when people said my mouth was too. Because did you see Modorisa?
No.
No, you didn't see. That's why you cannot follow me. At that time, the special effects could be way better. Come on. I tell you the special effects, àwọn olóyìnbó now. So ẹ fà wọ́n mọ́ra now. Wọ́n á ṣe special effects. Wọ́n tún wá lọ ṣe set design. It is still the Lalopon style set design. Tó máa kọ kíní, tó máa draw kíní sí, tó máa. I mean, come on. You could put some touch of finesse into these things. Anyway, she made an attempt. He got into the cinema and kò ní pẹ́. Irú àwọn cinema, irú àwọn fíìmù yẹn ò ní ju the basic 3 weeks lọ. Wọ́n ti yank ẹ̀ kúrò. Yeah, because àwọn wọ́n máa yank ẹ̀ kúrò. Politics náà wà ń bẹ̀. And then I want to know that to help politics here with the quality of production tó ń ṣe. So my yank it off. And they take it away. So our earliest Yoruba films, I don't remember any other Yoruba film, but I guess a couple of our Yoruba film, one Yoruba, but I think Modorisa will lead back in absolute Yoruba language. So, Talowa lead the Yoruba film, Yoruba film wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wọlé was I think then Netflix ti wá dé at some point. Netflix wá ṣe acquisition Lionheart. I think at that time it was $1 million. $1 million. Yes. Netflix acquired Lionheart.
1 million.
1
million?
Just $1 million. Netflix acquired Lionheart with $1 million. I remember that figure. Yeah? It's $1 million. Yes, please. No, so Genevieve ni mama low, $1 million. And so now, don't forget, Iroko TV no was in Tabiobio as streamer, still there. Netflix day, oberes ni ṣiṣẹ́ on fa on share díẹ̀ on share acquisition. Ki Netflix náà tó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe Netflix original fún Nigeria.
$3.8 million.
$3.8 million. Yeah. Okay, I beg your pardon. Okay, so I just wanted to be modest. $3.8 million. Wow. Am I sure about that? $3.8 million.
This is what I find online anyway.
Well, I read somewhere that it was $1 million. But it's verifiable. It's agreeable. They bought it in some money that was stinkingly plenty at that time for any Nigerian producer.
Even after that time, have they bought any movie
that high? No. No. Any film that high? No. Okay, so they now began to also commission originals for Nigeria. Now, àwọn olóyìnbó tí ń ṣe tó bá lọ cinema, wọ́n á lọ sí film tó bá ti wá popular cinema, ó ní Netflix padà sí nsìn. Wọ́n ti padà sí pé lọ ta fíìmù ẹ wá
ní
cinema. Tó bá ti work, mú wá bí. Ṣẹ̀jẹ̀, ó ní nǹkan tó jẹ́ kán débẹ̀ yẹn.
So kò sí original Netflix.
No. They are not commissioning. They are not giving you money. You might have filmed. There are so many ways to these things. You might have filmed, and if they look at it, they can acquire it as an original.
Okay.
Let me tell you, the earliest films of Femi Adebayo, they were not shot as original. As a matter of fact, the man confided in me that when he was shooting Ageshinkole, King of Thieves, he didn't know what he was going to do with it. He said producers came to set. The man is alive now. All of you have his number. You have his social media handle. Call him now. The man told me and said he just knew that it was time to move. Ṣé ó ní mo ṣe ń kíra fún ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn o. Àwọn èèyàn rò pé nǹkan tí mo sọ the other time pé mo fi ń pull wọn down. No. He sat at a point and decided that I need to leave this level. Don't forget that he had also had interactions with Kunle Afolayan. Nígbà tí wọ́n gba owó BOI, tán ṣe The Bridge.
Last one recording producer of Bridge.
No. The Adebayo family did. No, I will not say. Okay, no. Last one ni The Bridge.
The Bridge, yeah.
Àwọn Adebayo náà ṣe film kan in English. I forgot the title of the film. That Kunle also came and helped them to direct. I think it's The Bridge, but I don't know. Last one did one. They also did one. Maybe I'm not sure of the title now. They did a film in English language. Title I can't remember if it's not The Bridge. So ìgbà yẹn ṣáà wípé Tọ́pẹ́ Adébáyọ̀ ló máa ń direct gbogbo the Adebayo films. They made Tọ́pẹ́ Adébáyọ̀ assistant director. Kunle ló direct at that time. So, but I think it came to a point I felt, okay, I have done this. Maybe he sat there and said, I need to move now.
Away from the Jelili.
Away from the Jelili. I need to do something better. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ fún mi pé mo ti ní face. Nísìn, mo fẹ́ owó. Tí bá rówó tó pọ̀, mo fẹ́ legacy. Which is the place he's moving into now. Yeah, he's moving into the realm of money. Now moving into legacy. He also wants to build a legacy for himself. So he said he was shooting against Nkole. He knew that he just wanted to shoot something different. Where he was going to sell it, how he was going to sell it, he didn't know. But I knew I must do a different film. He said marketers were saying, Into yai, kò sẹ́ni tí ó rà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, a lè rà, a lè afford it. Ọlọ́run sọ pé kán ṣá fọhùn sílẹ̀.
Ó ti pọ̀ jù.
Bó ti pọ̀ jù. He told me, ẹ̀sẹ̀ ìtẹ́gbọ̀n bá máa jókòó sórí síìtì yìí ní ìsìn báyìí tó máa sọ pé àwọn ò sọ fún mi mọ́. Mo ń rí ẹ̀kọ́, and nígbà tí kì í ṣe pé mo fi ń ba orúkọ wọn jẹ́, mo ń sọ nǹkan tó ń sọ fún mi. Kì í dẹ̀ ṣọ̀rọ̀ májà gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ níta ni. I need to move. Somebody is saying that I need to move. Isn't it a good thing? So mo ní láti wọ́n lè ya Agẹṣinkólé. I think in the process of shooting Agẹṣinkólé, he met with Niyi Akimolayan to help pẹ̀lú post-production. Or as a matter of fact, àwọn ti gé film yẹn tán. Àwọn ti gé tán. Àwọn wá mú film yẹn. Àwọn wá ń ṣe sample opinion. Introductions now came. Àwọn ti ṣe film àwọn tán. Niyi wá sọ pé, can we add this? Can we add this? Can we add this? Ló wá bá wọn ṣe cinema deal. That was how I get. Ó ní wọ́n ṣe wá pé tẹ́ bá take notes. The first installment of Agẹṣinkólé, wọn tẹrú tó ń pe title ẹ̀ ní title Yorùbá. Subtitle ní Agẹṣinkólé.
King of Thieves.
It was King of Thieves, Agẹṣinkólé. Ìgbà tó ṣe 2 ni wọ́n lè rí pé wọ́n emphasize King of Thieves rárá àti wá gbẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ̀jígẹ̀. So ìgbà tó ṣe deal yẹn, wọ́n ṣe deal pẹ̀lú Amazon Prime. It didn't go on Netflix. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá ó ti wá padà wá Netflix nsìn, but it was Prime then. So then he moved on to shoot. He said, okay, since not ti ṣe yẹn, wọ́n ti wá successful. So ó ti rí. And I like him. He used also the process to learn. And he built a team. If you see his team working, and he didn't use, and I keep telling people about brand. If you are doing something tele with a brand that is not working, and you want to do something new, it might be important for you to change that brand name. One reason that Femi did not go with J15 Media Network to cinema, he went with Euphoria 360. so ó ti wá di tó bá fẹ́ ṣe project ńlá Euphoria 360 media tó bá fẹ́ ṣe àwọn indie productions J15 media network ni ó split yẹ ìwọ máa ṣe lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n mọ eléyìí fún eléyìí má jẹ́ kán mọ̀ fún.
ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ fa ti Bọ̀dákúnlé táwọn náà ní golden effect àti cap bọ́lá ẹ̀bí cap ńgbà kan.
no golden effect pictures ló fi bẹ̀rẹ̀
okay.
nígbà tó yá Kúnlé Afọláyan productions sórí pọ̀ èmi ò ní sọ ẹ̀ business strategy àwọn náà lè down àwọn náà ní right láti down oríṣiríṣi nǹkan wà tá a gbọ́.
tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú owó àbí.
oríṣiríṣi nǹkan wà tá a gbọ́ àwọn ni wọ́n máa sọ story yẹn àwọn náà ní lọ́wọ́ tí mi ò bá ti ní fact nípa nǹkan mi ò fẹ́ allude sí mo gbọ́ source tí mo dẹ̀ ti gbọ́ kò tíì ṣojú ṣáárá ẹni pé mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ Fẹ́mi Adebayo yìí clearly you know why I had a conversation with him so I am saying most of the things I'm saying are some of the things tán sọ fún mi nípa báwọn yìí fẹ́ progress ìgbà tí yẹn dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ he said okay a lè padà sẹ́yìn mọ́ láéláé although wọ́n ti ya ẹ̀sìn kan tó ya Agẹṣinkólé ẹ máa dẹ̀ ti rí pé ẹni tó fẹ́ move mi pẹ̀lú ẹ̀sìn yẹn tó bá yọ wá release Agẹṣinkólé wọ́n wá release ẹ̀sìn sí YouTube gba mo wo ẹ̀sìn yẹn mo wò pé kí ló tí wọ́n test cinema pẹ̀lú ẹ̀sìn it would have sold but mo ti wá wò cinema ò ní gbà it's highly religious volatile so if we can have gangs of Lagos comments we would have had a backlash on that essence so I think it's safe place to why not on YouTube so it's fine then he came back with Jagun even when they were filming Jagun of course because also Harmony Akimolayan who was circumspect with the streamers and the cinema so wọ́n ṣe deal yẹn by the time tó ṣe Jagun tán iṣẹ́ big value production yẹn ó ti yí ẹ̀gbọ́n àwọn náà ti gbéra wọ́n ti ṣeré lọ Netflix headquarters l'Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n ya fọ́tò bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́n ṣe fídíò so mo sọ pé kì í ṣe fọ́tò nìkan náà lọ yà wọ́n lọ béèrè àwọn béèrè kọ̀ọ̀kan so that when tán wá padà dé tán wá fẹ́ ṣe 7 doors wọ́n á ṣe differently wọ́n ṣe differently that look instead of partnership can we talk about how much you want to be paid and they discussed it wọ́n sọ for the post-production company Until Studios instead of running partnership wọ́n lè máa sustain lórí partnership yẹn for long so paid issues náà pọ̀ níbẹ̀ many issues so that ìbátan máa ṣe Agẹṣinkólé 2 wọ́n ti rí cinema wọ́n ti rí streamers ṣe ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ń sìn so ìbátan wá pẹ̀lú Agẹṣinkólé 2 nígbà tí mo rí structure Agẹṣinkólé 2 yẹn mo pàtẹ́wọ́ fún Fẹ́mi Adébáyọ̀.
pé kí n dédé pàtẹ́wọ́.
yes mi ò dẹ̀ kí n dédé pàtẹ́wọ́ mo pàtẹ́wọ́ fún Fẹ́mi Adébáyọ̀ I'm not talking about the film or something mo ní structure. Femi Adebayo now has grown to the fact that he has realized that he can also create a post-production studio by himself that people can bring money to. So Agẹṣinkólé 2 was edited post-prod at Euphoria 360 Studios. Nígbà táwọn Sanjay Adégòkè wà nílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ tó dáa táwọn Ṣọlá Ìyànrídé wà tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ tó dáa tó better. Ẹ kàn láti fún wọn ní tools ni wọ́n máa ṣe ju nǹkan táwọn èèyàn ṣe ní Until Studio lọ. So ọmọ fi ń sọ pé Yorùbá movie producers they want the money they want the kíná pé kíní yìí the noise the
paparazzi
fanfare that comes with being a cinema producer, but he doesn't want to do the business. Femi Adebayo is putting his mouth, his money, and effort where his mouth is. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's investing in infrastructure as a businessman. Which is what Kunle Afolayan is doing. Is a simple thing. The man went to shoot in Komu, Igbojaye, and there was no hotel to shoot Anikulapo in. And he saw the opportunity, got a piece of land, and started building a resort. Do you know what he's raking in? Oh, maybe you think he's just sitting there. Do you know that in Cap Hub, our team to market the Cap Film Village and Resort, or their staff for Cap Film Village, there's a business manager for Cap Film Village and Resort. He has staff that he pays, structure. It's creating a structure. So much so that if he's not shooting a film, also nígbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe oúnjẹ, tí wọ́n wo budget táwọn ná fún oúnjẹ, àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ like oúnjẹ normally. Ẹ jẹ́ ká create canteen gbà ẹ̀. Come and gba catering. So budget catering, iṣẹ́ kó lọ síta. A wà nínú system yẹn. Kì í ṣe kí wọ́n máa ná jẹ. No, a san owó yẹn fún afẹ́fẹ́ yẹyẹ restaurant.
So when you circle,
It is still there. As a businessman, and please, who's the CEO of all the businesses? So this is it. He gets paid as CEO of Cap Hub. 1. He must get paid as CEO of Cap Film Resort and Film Village. He gets paid as CEO of Ire Clothings. Because these are independent businesses. He gets paid as CEO of Afefe Restaurant. He gets paid as CEO of Cap Cinema. These are independent cinemas. They are independent businesses. So the money stays with him. So he can smoke cigar. He can afford big drinks. People think, oh, where's Tolu? The man is working hard and playing hard. And you see, the man has created his fund around his business. That's wise. He's created his fund around his business. Femi is beginning to create that too. And then he's creating partnerships. African Men Entertainment Kings. I don't understand that name. I come and consult. Because I lock Uruko. Uruko jẹ́ ká mọ purpose. You should write a goal. You should write a focus of the group. And they're doing well. Tẹ́nìkan ní wọ́n bá ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n á fún ní check. Wọ́n á fi support production. Wọ́n á mú lára wọn bí social club nínú professional body. Which is good partnerships. Èèyàn kan ò lè dá ṣe. That's good. So he's trying to create the systems that they should have created. That people see. Now is the time for me to throw names now. People like Muyiwa Ademola should have created. They are the ones who first had the opportunities to do these big things with Ori, Ogo Oshupa. Tell me, if anybody tells me that they were bigger than Muyiwa Ademola at that time, can you bought Tanisi, Kowaso? Koto Dipe Murphy Afolabi, God bless his soul, became the next big thing. To ba big ji Muyiwa Ademola lọ, nígbà tí Muyiwa Ademola, the people who had opportunities to create these systems, Uncle wa gangan, Boda wa, Wemimo Olupo. Táwa gan gbà kan lajú wọ́n travel. But people were not thinking, maybe if you sit here and you put this to him, that I said this, maybe he will tell you why he didn't do it. He might have his stories. Because, but I know, look at billboard, full films. Home video films for that matter, billboards. He used billboard. That's strategic. That's an innovation. Agbada lo billboard, nígbà tí Ade new Nollywood, no. But I want to love home video. So If he did not create these systems, if he didn't think of these systems, maybe if he sits here, he will tell you why. So put it to him. So Femi has created, Uncle Femi has created a very smart flow, which I think people like Odunlade Adekola should follow. Right? Funke is Funke is a female counterpart to that. She's created studios in that her Amen Estate flow. She's created lodges. She's created a system. Forget all the shenanigans of personality. Let's leave that. Let's talk about the work. She has worked hard on these productions. So she described Funke as a Yoruba film actor. She's simply a Nigerian actor of Yoruba descent. Autant. But eventually, variation Yoruba film ni gbogbo àwọn role tó padà ń ṣe. But it would be hard for you to describe Funke Akindele simply as a Yoruba actor or Yoruba language filmmaker. She has transcended that. And she transcended to business. She's one of the first people that first cracked distribution with Scene One app. So you see that Funke is not doing film. Funke is not just a film company. Fan is a production company, content production company. She has My Siblings and I commissioned, right? She had Industry. That Industry was one of the most underrated serial drama series. Underrated though, directed by J.J.C. Skills and Rashid Bello. Interesting series, Industry. I couldn't put down my phone or my laptop whilst I was watching. She did the Jennifer Diary series. Now she has taken something out of the Jennifer Diary series now, Ayetoro Town. Akin to what irú nǹkan tí mo tẹ́ gbà gbé Yorùbá gan ní show yìí mo ti sọ òyìnbó tó pọ̀. Nǹkan tí Amaka Igwe ṣe pẹ̀lú Fuji House of Commotion to drag it out. It was a scene or a section nínú Checkmate ló di Fuji House of Commotion. So Funke náà ti drag out Ayetoro Town out of Jennifer's Diary. So she's doing content.
So they're always shooting.
They're always shooting.
With Fan Abisin One.
Well, I think she's doing fan for big productions like Femi is doing.
Okay.
She's doing Scene One with the smaller contents.
Okay.
Femi too is shooting the Lialayo commissioned Star Times project and all that. And then people began to complain at that time. Àwọn nìkan ni wọ́n jókòó tì. Tó bá jẹ́ wọ́n nìkan, open it up káwọn èèyàn ló bẹ́ẹ̀ bàjẹ́ now. And then tí wọ́n náà bá ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀, wá débẹ̀ now. Ó náà fò débẹ̀ now. Ó ṣiṣẹ́. Ó mọ̀yàn. Ó gbàdúrà débẹ̀ ni now. Okay, so tí wọ́n kan bá fẹ́ ní monopoly, ó yá lọ bèrè. Lọ ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀ now. Ó ní mò ń fẹ́ fún ni mò ń review ni mò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ń sìn. Kò tí ì dówó any time. And I make bold to say it. I said it the other time. 2016 till now, August 27, 2016 till now, I've not made a kobo from reviewing. Oh, you are brilliant. Oh, you are good. Mo ti gba gbogbo comment you are good. Ìyẹn ní ìsìn báyìí ní ìsìn. Fídíò wa tó jáde. Mo ti gbọ́ you are good. Ní kò tí ì sí pé, oh, take this. Oh, can you do this for me? So that màá lè sọ eléyìí fún ẹ. Kò tí ì yọ. Yọ. So ìjọ tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n ń pè mí báyìí tẹ́nìkan sọ pé get Tolu Fagbure láti ṣe lè get Tolu Fagbure ṣóun nìkan ni jọ ní ìsìn táwọn èèyàn bú mi tẹ́nìkan ṣe pè fún mi lórí YouTube tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi lórí Facebook tẹ́nìkan bú mi ní ìsìn ó bá mi gbà ó èmi kan mò ń share ẹ̀. So tí ọwọ́ tó bá ṣẹ́gun sí ẹnu ọwọ́ yẹn ló yẹ kó jẹ́ o. Mo fẹ́ fún sí because mo ti decide nísìnyí pé mo ti create ní ìṣẹ́ pé I am a reviewer. If I get roles as an actor, fine. If I get as a director, if you feel tó bá wò pé pẹ̀lú skill bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ wá bá mi direct wá bá mi act wá bá mi produce wá consult fún mi, I will do it. Mo ṣe corporate media, documentaries, infotainment, infomercial videos, TV commercials, yes, but films. Some people are reaching out to me, bá mi kọ review, bá mi kọ ilé. So if time bá ṣe Tolu nìkan ni máyà go dìgbà yẹn kí ẹ máa bínú. So everybody, Femi has put in the work. Ó rò pé what's the next thing to do? And he moved. Odunlade Adekola is somebody, because we are talking about how the movement. So at the day, at it comfortably go through all the eras. Listen.
Cinema era yẹn láwọn sìn.
Àti wà ní new Nollywood, àti wà wọ digital era báyìí.
O ní cinema yẹn.
Àti kò cinema, new Nollywood ní cinema.
Okay.
So nígbà tí cinema ti wá dé, streamers dé, o ní digital era. Now, so nítorí pé influence of cinema and the Netflix streamer era, the people in the Yoruba film industry now wanted more. They now saw that they could get more. Because wọ́n pè wọ́n láwọn àwọn cinema films àti big streamer films yẹn díẹ̀. So wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣe extra, wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣe 5C 2C. Wọ́n wò bí structure ṣe ń lọ, wọ́n wò bí iṣẹ́ ṣe ń lọ, wọ́n wò bówó ṣe ń lọ. So they wanted more. So wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní àwọn iṣẹ́ tí marketer ò wá gbà, wọ́n wá ń wà the mercy of YouTube. Nígbò wá yá, àwọn marketer náà wá jọgbọ́n wọn. Àwọn marketer náà wá lọ sí YouTube. Àwọn marketer náà tí wọ́n take control YouTube, because àwọn náà wọ́n ní YouTube yìí tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n kàn ti ṣáájú àwọn actor já sí ni. So continuation shenanigans wọn láyé jacket, wọ́n á fẹ́ continue YouTube. Àwọn actor wa ni ó ti yé wa. Oníkálukú wa ń kọ́ YouTube. Nígbò ya àwọn bọ̀dá Ságìdé, àwọn Débọ̀,
Macaroni,
Adebayo, Mr. Macaroni, àwọn èèyàn náà dé. So àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní àwọn Emmanuela, àwọn people yẹn dé, Markangel. So àwọn èèyàn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí potential digital. So oníkálukú wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní YouTube channel. So oníkálukú ní tó fi wọ́n ṣe business ń sìn ni wọ́n fi ń ṣe YouTube channel. So àwọn problems tá ní Ìdúmọ̀tà náà là ní YouTube. Wọ́n ti ṣe ń regulate Ìdúmọ̀tà tẹ́lẹ̀ torí ìyẹn ń lọ sí kí wọ́n pè census board. YouTube ò tiẹ̀ lọ census board rárá. Social media ò lọ census board. And this is me recommending. This is Tolu Fagbure. I have looked at it. Mo dẹ̀ wò pé social media ó fún àwọn èèyàn ní ẹ̀fọ́rí, ó fún àwọn regulators ní ẹ̀fọ́rí. Ike báwo náà ṣe máa regulate ẹ pé it's a free space. Ẹ̀yin náà ti sọ ó sì pé àgbàlẹ̀ tó uncensored ní ẹ̀ lè máa regulate wa ní orí television.
Àti rédíò
kẹtù wa máa regulate wa bí, but ó ti wá ní regulation báyìí. Torí irú wa ògiri wa ti wà ń bẹ̀. N tó bá oníkálukú lẹ́nu ló kàn sọ. Ẹ mọ́ sí gbàgbé. Íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì yìí ọwọ́ àwọn ọmọ wọn ló wà. Film content ti kúrò ní big screen, ó ti kúrò ní television screen, ó ti bọ́ sí smaller screen, because there's big screen, there's small screen. Big screen ní cinema, smaller screen ní TV, small screen ní TV, smaller screens làwọn devices wà. Ó dẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa. Àwọn nǹkan tó dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ wà unregulated. So if I was the DG of the VCB, National Film and Video Census Board, máa dìde, máa kó team mi under ministries more. I think it's the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Culture. Máa gba covering minister, máa lọ sí America, máa ṣe courtesy visit sí Facebook, máa ṣe courtesy visit sí YouTube, máa ṣe courtesy visit sí X. Máa sọ pé fún anybody tó bá ń post láti Nàìjíríà, ẹ bèrè censorship kó attach censorship certificate sí video or censorship review sí video tó bá ń post tó bá ti attach ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ sọ pé you will review and get back with a reply in 3 days. So based on review censor yẹn ẹ máa wò ní iléeṣẹ́ yìí YouTube ẹ máa dedicate èèyàn kan sí Nigerian desk yẹn àwọn team kan sí Nigerian desk wọ́n máa review wọ́n máa recommend nǹkan tó fẹ́ kó yọ kúrò. So a ti máa discuss nǹkan tá a fẹ́ kó wà ní media space wa. Saying that the internet is unregulatable, I disagree with a passion. Any video streaming service to match ṣebí àwọn mo gbọ́ pé àwọn Asians disable Facebook now.
Yeah.
They told Facebook we don't want it. So Facebook doesn't work. I forgot which of the Asian countries. But China.
Facebook or China.
It doesn't work. I don't have
I think
raw
so.
data.
I think so.
But Momo, what discuss any now? So you taba discuss pẹ̀lú wọn ní Facebook.
TikTok or China or countries.
Now, so taba discuss ní taba as a government. Taba discuss pẹ̀lú wọn. Wọ́n ṣe nǹkan tá a fẹ́ now. Otherwise, cut operations in this country. Because the rates to having turn out content unregulated, you cannot, and a society is not created, is not supposed to exist in absolute freedom. It's a lie. That's why we have systems and hierarchies. Torí ẹ̀ la ṣe létò. A gbọ́dọ̀ ní ìjánu. Tí pèpele kan bá ti wà tí ò sí ìjánu ń bẹ̀ rárá. Mo mọ̀ pé YouTube ti ní community kíní.
Guidelines.
Facebook ti ní community guidelines. But a ní láti wà location specific. A ní láti wà location specific. Pé bí a ṣe fẹ́ kó rí ní Nàìjíríà rí. China, àwọn Asian countries sọ bọ́ ìfẹ́ kó rí. So let's get up and tell them what we want them to see. Kí la fẹ́ kàn ṣe. So tó bá máa post video sí YouTube, wá attach video yẹn, wá attach censorship document tó ti review video. So the first thing ni pé everybody máa lọ wá ṣẹ́ṣe. You are talking to somebody say I'm a content producer or alágédé ọ̀lẹ. Àwọn nǹkan tó ń mo mọ̀ kó ń create opportunities. Irú àwọn brother Shaggy, they might not have made it as an actor. Tí kì bá ṣe social media. And later ni mo rí pé irú àwọn brother Shaggy consummate theatre people ni wọ́n, he could drown. I think he graduated from a university theatre art. So ìgbà tí ó rí opportunity ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe small skit. Yes, it gives an opportunity. But they also regulation also help láti structure ẹ̀. Macaroni, as a matter of fact, mo gbọ́ mi ò lè fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ púpọ̀ pé ó ti try Yorùbá film kò kọ́kọ́ work fly wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ skit ó dẹ̀ blow láti skit wọ́n dẹ̀ poach ẹ̀ láti bẹ̀ and ẹ máa rí pé unlike brother Shaggy, because brother Shaggy ò kúrò nínú role Shaggy in most of his roles ní film. But unlike brother Shaggy, Debo Adebayo kúrò nínú role Macaroni in films. It's not Macaroni style in film. Shaggy is that Shaggy style. I'd like to see Samuel Perry as an actor in this and that role, not as okay, how are you? It is undisputable that Macaroni is a bloody good actor. Okay, I said it. I'm sure a lot of people are looking at me like, oh wow. Yes. That's why they about that malo da. Macaroni ma dust ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn actor yìí. Have you seen him acting? Àwọn Yorùbá film not see. Have you seen him? Because he needs to align his process. He's here and there. Nítorí iṣẹ́ tó gbé dání, ó lè jẹ́ activist. eléré ọba ni ẹ́, eléré ọba ni ẹ́, ta làwọn patrons ẹ. You need the policy makers to do business. One policy, your business can go under. So you cannot do business and do activism. I'm talking to Adebayo, and that's my candid opinion as a leader of thought. If you are doing business, you cannot do activism. You have to hobnob with politicians. You have to hobnob with policymakers. You have to leave the realm of activism. Mi ò sọ pé condone nonsense or a bad system. No. As a businessman, you leave activism for the folks who are salary earners, or I don't even want to say small entrepreneurs. People who are salary earners, leave it for them. Or people who are in politics, leave it for them. As a business owner, enter the realm of advocacy. This is not to say one governor's head is bent. You own a business. You check me now. The day I start at one hotel like this, maybe I'll not review again. Because I need film makers to come to my hotel. But now that I have not started the hotel, the day I start a bar or a restaurant, consistency ló kọ́ wa wá, so màá kàn wá gbàdá sọ̀rọ̀ gbà àsọ̀rọ̀ gbà lọ́ọ̀lì ayé gbogbo ẹ̀, but ẹ ṣáà ti gbọ́ ẹ tún ṣe. Àwa change the advocacy, tone máa different, tone máa wá yàtọ̀. Realm yẹn ní Chief Gani Adams wà ń sè, activist ni wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n ṣì wà ń struggle, but wọ́n ti lọ sí advocacy. Àfàbalẹ̀ sọ wọ́n ti dé àwọn point kan tó máa sọ àwọn kankan tó máa ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀, nǹkan máa bàjẹ́, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tó tò tí ó máa túká. Not because àwọn ò ní lọ, but there are so many people to mentor, to look up to him. When you make it, you will make it. So a lot of people go debo Adebayo pé bó ṣe make it, I'ma make it. So this structure ever crumble. But one might crumble. Which is what I think Femi understands. So bóyá cost structure ẹ lọ, so that kò ní ní dependent people tó máa depend púpọ̀ lórí structure yẹn. They gba owó, ó yá ń cost structure fáwọn náà, ẹ má pa mí. Kò dẹ̀ tó wá fi structure lẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹn náà lẹ̀. So ó wá ṣe structure mẹ́ta: 1, high; 2, medium; 3, low. High ni Euphoria 360. Medium ó ní Afrimec, àwọn boys tọ́lẹ̀ help máa rẹ̀ gbó help gbogbo wọn. Fíìmù ẹ̀dá kò dá, ó ṣáà tì wọ́n sí sinimá, ó tì wọ́n sí kí ó ń tì wọ́n ó ń ṣòwò example, gbogbo wọn ṣáà ń ṣe lọ. Ìtẹ̀lẹ́ ti wọ́ 10 million views nísìn tí ò bá sì kọjá ẹ̀. Ìjọba bá review kí ni o show whatever ẹ̀ ń sè kọ́lé o show yẹ́ ìlànà bóyá àwọn ẹ̀ máa yọ̀bọ̀n máa tẹ̀lé mi kiri gígígígígígígígí ní, because first statement mi tí màá fi review film yẹn ó máa já àwọn èèyàn láyà gbì.
Ṣé ká ṣe ni?
A lè ṣe.
Ká ṣe náà lọ́dọ̀ episode.
A lè ṣe.
Bọ̀ mú láti ọkọ lọ wò ó dẹ̀ ṣe 1 or 2 episodes. Torí mi ò wò rí.
But you must get some guards to continue to now begin to guard your studio before we do it.
Kò sí nǹkan.
Okay. Now you talk out. Don't me.
Kò sí nǹkan.
So
kò sí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ tilẹ̀ ògbó.
tí ló gbà mí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Wọ́n ṣáà ti ń sọ kan sí.
Ọ̀run yàbọ̀.
Gàgọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹnìkan wá ní ìlànà. There's nonsense. But look at it. He has created it. So he has created a system for those people and they are climbing. Then he's still building the guys who are coming, J15. And a lot of people have passed through him. That's how to create a structure. You have to transcend. You have to do quality films that last after you. Because we are talking about the transition from new films. Another thing ni pé àwọn people were in tí wọ́n bá ti touch wọ́n máa ń sọ di pẹ̀fú ẹlẹ́ni. Ẹ wo gbà tí Yorùbá fíìmù ti dé sinimá tẹ́ pé àwọn olóyìnbó ló ń ṣe sinimá tó bá ṣe premiere ṣé ẹ̀rẹ́ jọ́rí wọ́n ó dé bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ó ṣe meet and greet wọ́n ó ṣe red carpet tó bá fẹ́ ṣe cocktail wọ́n á ṣe wọ́n á wọlé wọ́n á wo fíìmù ẹ máa ráwọn comment díẹ̀díẹ̀ ṣe gbọ́ controversy dìdìrín kankan rí.
àbí wọ́n lọ ń jà bẹ́ẹ̀.
àbí wọ́n lọ ń jà àbí nǹkan kan lọ ṣe ń gbọ́ ẹ gbọ́ fídíò kan máa jó kan máa lu agolo àbí nǹkan kan. Premiere fíìmù kò ń ṣe launching kò ń ṣe night of speeches solemn event ni ẹ wọlé ẹ ṣe ẹ dress up gbogbo aṣọ tó rí wọ̀ nígbà tó ń lọ location yẹn ibẹ̀ yẹn ló ti máa wá wọ̀ gbogbo fine tó fẹ́ fine lórí sẹ́ẹ̀tì dandan tó wà nulẹ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣùtì ìwọ tó pàdé ọkọ ẹ I don't understand how they do that nonsense ọkọ ẹ délé ní ó pàdé ẹ ní rọ̀lẹ́ bíi 5, 6, 7 earring sì wà létí ẹ jewelry wà lọ́rùn ẹ o sì wọ búbù tá a mọ̀ báwọn obìnrin wa ti ń wọṣọ wíìgì sì wà lórí ẹ and you want me to take that kind of film seriously? Tí máa sọ pé that's absolute rubbish wọ́n á ní mohash because a mọ̀ pé àwọn obìnrin tó bá ti ń wọlé láti ẹnu ọ̀nà wọ́n ti yọ wíìgì ẹlòmíì tó ṣe ń wa mọ́tò ó ti tú ráhù lẹ́yìn so bó ṣe ń wọlé lẹ́nu ọ̀nà ó ti fà á bí pra ó ti fàyọ zì ó ti sọnù.
torí ó ti ní lára.
ó ti ọkọ ó dẹ̀ wà nínú ilé ó dress up ó wọ necklace ó wọ earring makeup just because you want to find ó lọ́jà tán polówó náà bẹ́ẹ̀ yá fìyẹn lẹ̀ káwọn bá lọ.
mo fẹ́ ká rap session rẹ̀.
yeah so now àwa kúrò so gbogbo aṣọ tó rí wọ̀ yẹn wá wọ̀ ní premiere solemn event leave when you now leave gbogbo discussion náà orí radio television newspapers structured interviews structured discussions panel sessions meet and greet ibẹ̀ ló dẹ̀ ti kù. Gbogbo I thank my brother I thank my orí television ló ti máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe premiere.
àbí kò ń ṣe launching.
O lè ṣe ní launching. But tó bá ti gbé nǹkan débì kan kò ń ṣe indie film so kí ló ń ṣe launching fún? There's a marketing system, mo ti sanwó marketing now. Nígbà táwọn yẹn náà mọ̀ pé business ò yé wọn, ní tó yẹ kí wọ́n focus lé lórí wọn ò focus. Ó náà ní cinemas, ní tó sá fún lọ́dọ̀ àwọn marketer. Nígbà táwọn fojú sí business, ní tó sá fún lọ́dọ̀ àwọn marketer. Wọ́n ti padà rí ní cinema ń sìn. Because ẹ máa rí pé torí ẹ̀ first 3 weeks yẹn everybody máa káràmásìkì because ìgbà yẹn ló máa gain owó jù. First 3 weeks yẹn ní 50-50. Tó bá ti kọjá 3 weeks, tó bá ti lọ 4th week, 55-45 ni in favour of the cinemas. Tó bá ti kọjá díẹ̀, ó máa di 60-40 in favour of the cinemas. Tó bá ti kọjá díẹ̀, ó máa di 65-35 in favour of the cinemas. Ìyẹn tí cinema ẹ bá pẹ́ tó bá yẹn níbẹ̀, tó bá ti yankẹ́ off. Which was nǹkan tí Kúnlé Afọláyan ń sọ wípé mi lè ṣe fíìmù kan máa ní mo pa 1 billion kí n má kó 10 million lọ lé. Because o lè dá fíìmù ya ní Nàìjíríà yìí ó mo fi sọ pé studio ló ń ya fíìmù. Tó bá fẹ́ ya fíìmù gidi ó máa ya 250 million 300 million níbo ló ti fẹ́ dárí. Ilé wo ló fẹ́ fi dúró. So tó bá even nǹkan tó bá yẹ pé orúkọ ẹnìkan ló wà ń bẹ orúkọ production company ẹnìkan ló wà ń bẹ definitely ó máa ní funders àti backers.
àwọn retí owó wọn padà.
Ìrọ̀ àṣọ wọ́n dáṣẹ́ lówó ni ṣé Jésù làwọn àbí grant náà fún ẹ. Business ni investment. So tó bá ti gbà á má gbàgbé o gbogbo publicity tẹ́ ẹ rí gbogbo PR tẹ́ ẹ rí ìwọ ló máa sanwó ẹ̀ kì í ṣe cinema. Ìwọ ló máa sanwó ẹ̀ tó bá dẹ̀ nìkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe right ìdá kó lọ ṣe fún rẹ àbí kó sanwó ẹ̀ fún wọn tó bá dẹ̀ lówó ẹ̀ nísìn wọ́n á cost ẹ̀ fún ẹ so wọ́n á deduct nínú payable ẹ wọ́n á deduct ẹ. So ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ wípé eventually 300 million or tí ò possible ṣá kí 300 million dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, but ẹ jẹ́ ká kàn sọ pé bí 250 million padà dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ or 350 wàá san withholding tax, wàá san entertainment tax, wàá ṣá owó yẹn sí iye ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ based on percentage of agreement, because nǹkan tẹ́ni yẹn bá invest ní nǹkan tó máa get back, so ẹ máa ṣàwó yẹn by percentage, oníkálukú máa leak wounds ẹ̀, count your losses. Nínú ẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ èèyàn tó gbọ́n 100 million bá kàn ẹ́ or 80 million bá kàn ẹ́ or 70 million bá kàn ẹ́, ibi tí ìwọ ti mú owó tó fi add sí yẹn o láti dá capital yẹn padà síbẹ̀, so èlò ló máa wá kù fún ẹ ládùúrú gbogbo wàhálà yẹn. That's what Kunle was saying. Ọkàn lè wá fi Funke àti Toyin ṣe example ni pé èmi ò mọ bó ṣe ń ṣe o but èmi ò lè ṣe, pé wọ́n ṣe wàhálà gan o kò ṣe pé bú wọn náà, but wàhálà kí nǹkan kámọ́sàn nǹkan míì òun ló máa ń jẹ́ kí jẹ́ máa ro nǹkan tó yàn sọ ẹ jílẹ̀. Tóyìn get ẹ̀ ló fi ní please come and watch my film o so that I can make more than 10 million. Èmi yẹn ló dọ̀ta fún kẹ́sí. So these are the issues. So problem yẹn náà ti wà nísìn because wọn fara everybody kan ṣàfẹ́ lọ cinema ni. Fẹ́mi náà ti wá rí yẹn, bọ̀dá Fẹ́mi ti rí yẹn láì ìwé kí lè lè fi yàtọ̀ sí Dùmọ́ta àti Òṣòdì. Like okay ṣé ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀gọ́ ni ẹ mọ̀ kíá agẹ́sí kó lè tù mí ẹ bá mi sọ sí community cinema aago mẹ́fà àti méjìlá mẹ́ta àti mẹ́fà rọ̀lẹ́. Style yẹn ló fi tà ní December, ó tà ní holiday period, ó dẹ̀ tà. Yes, he had to create the infrastructure by himself. By the way, do not forget wípé cinema náà wọ́n tún máa jèrè retail lára yín o. Ọ̀tọ̀ ní chairman kan tó ń pè ní retail. Retail ni pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá débẹ̀ ẹ ra gúgúrú, ẹ romi, ẹ ra hot dog. That's a different business. You don't get part out of that. But it's your film that drives that business. Láyé àwọn Adelove, láyé àwọn Baba Ẹ̀dá, láyé àwọn Ògúndé, the retail is in the family. Retail yẹn ó lè má jẹ́ olórí ilé ló ń gbọ́ retail, but àwọn ìyàwó náà máa ṣe retail, wọ́n á ta stick meat, so owó yẹn máa wà ní family. Ẹlòmíì tó dẹ̀ shrewd ó máa structure retail yẹn náà sínú business yẹn tó yẹ pé òun náà máa fo gbogbo owó jíṣẹ́ fún gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí business yẹn. So these guys are taking they are not looking at it. So tell me nsìn èmi nsìn mo yẹ wà ẹ́ tí bá ṣe cinema deal má ṣe retail mọ́. I would like us to make a projection of retail. So they will not like me. They may not take it. Okay. I wait until I can do it. Gbogbo wọn ò tí ì ro business model yìí. Gbogbo wọn ò tí ì ro wípé Netflix ti pull out from commissioning. Wọ́n ti ní kó lọ ṣe fíìmù ẹ wá, lọ test ẹ wá cinema. Tó bá ti gbé dé, tó bá ti lọ, tó bá ti dé, àwọn nǹkan tá a lè ṣe sí.
Because at the point náà Netflix náà kàn gba rubbish fọ́ra.
No, Netflix kọ́ ló ń gba rubbish. Let me explain it to you.
Àwọn rubbish tí mo mean ni pé àwọn movies kan wà tó wà substandard. Pé kò yẹ kó wà ní.
There are different levels of it. Ìwọ ló máa mú nǹkan tó wù ẹ́. Má rò pé tí o bá ti rí Netflix is a streamer.
Be video club.
So ó ní iye tó ń ra àwọn yẹn.
Oh, okay.
Ó ní irú deal tó ń sign pẹ̀lú àwọn yẹn. There are different levels of the deals. There is acquisition. There is a licensing. There is commissioning. So bóyá àwọn ètò ń rà ní 10 million, 2 million, 3 million nìyẹn. Or àwọn ètò ń sọ pé okay mú wáyé ká fi sí. iye tó bá ti pa tó bá dẹ̀ ti fulfill àwọn nǹkan kan
technically
because they also must encourage streamers is not just for big people.
Okay.
So they have to also tend to the business that is coming up so they can have loyalty. Àwọn yẹn náà ló máa grow ló máa débẹ̀. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn Femi Adebayo máa grow jà wọn lọ́ngbà kan náà. Wọ́n máa make àwọn demands kan. Yes, tó bá ti yé wọn tán. So wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa ti groom àwọn tí jẹ́ ká múnú eléyìí. Ó ṣe wá, wọ́n á ti ní contact ẹ̀ wá jẹ́ ká tó lè ṣe nǹkan báyìí. So wọ́n máa all levels of filmmakers. So iye tó máa gbé deal yẹn máa yàtọ̀ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Then àwọn ètò commission ibi tá a ti ṣe láti jẹ lóòótọ́ ni. Tó bá commission ṣe fún ẹ inú ẹ̀ ló ti máa jẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn jàjẹ jù. Àjẹbánu. Normally tó máa jẹun gan. Okay, let's do it like this. Agbama. Ká sọ pé wọ́n fún ẹ ní iṣẹ́ 400 million. Tó bá decide pé 200 million ló fẹ́ fi yaṣẹ́, that's okay. But the proper way to do it is not pay over your 200 million. Kó sáré ra mọ́tò 50 million or mọ́tò 40 million. Rárá. Take the 20 million, 200 million, keep it. Okay, ó mọ̀ pé eléyìí ló fẹ́ parry ẹ̀ àbí? Keep it. But ensure that 200 million, you deliver the quality of the 400 million. It's possible now. So, if you bá ti ń bá lọ, tó bá ná 200 million, wà á kọ́ wé, ọmọ, tí mo bá fẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ drop, pé kí n ná 50 million sí. Wọ́n ti parry 200 million, but ó ti ná. So, ó easy fún ẹ láti yọ, because iṣẹ́ ò ti parí, so ó gbọ́dọ̀ ti tọwọ́ bọ̀. That's a simple logic now. So, wà á kàn yọ 50 million, ó so easy fún ẹ láti yọ 50 million kó ná sórí iṣẹ́ kó lè wà pa sí nǹkan. Iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ sì wà 150 million sì wà ń bẹ̀. Wà á dẹ̀ present iṣẹ́ ẹ̀. Wà á gbọ́ comment, wà á gbọ́ feedback. Bóyá nǹkan tán ní kẹ́ ṣe here and there, ó tún require 20 million. Ṣé wọ́n kó ṣe ní 150? Wà á yọ 20 sí. Wà á lọ ṣe. Ó sáré ṣe lé, ó require 5 million. Wà á yọ 5 million kó ń bẹ̀. Ó kù 125. Wà á lọ ṣe, wọ́n approve ẹ̀. You have your 125 million naira. Now, you can pull it out and say, okay, I will go for a holiday. I want to do a film that is my own. You can now do that. But now, they take the money, do whatever they like with it, at the expense of the job. Or they're calling here now. So, one can watch and I will pay kilo shellers in Nigeria. Or nothing, okay, hello, Shisha. Iṣẹ́ yẹn wà ní ta àwọn kan ń wo kíní ẹ ok ẹ lọ ṣe wá tó bá ti ta tẹ bá ti test ẹ mú wá àwọn ọmọdé máa ṣe sí then àwọn trusted hands wọ́n máa check ẹ so what I'm saying is generally a ti gbé kátikàti wá a ti gbé débẹ̀ then ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn rò pé gbogbo nǹkan tí Fẹ́mi ṣe làwọn lè ṣe. A ò fi rán ẹlòmíì. A ò fi ṣe sinimá ńlá rán ẹlòmíì. A ò fi rán ju indie film lọ. Capacity ẹ̀ ò tí ì débẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ó fẹ́ ṣe dandan.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká stop níbí. Ṣé a lè rí episode kan ká wo àwọn tí capacity wọn ò dé sinimá but on struggle? Show possible. Ṣé mo lọ ṣe assignment ẹ̀ wá?
Okay.
Àbọ̀ àdàngọ́rú.
Kí ló kàn mí?
Ebe yẹn lè sọ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa gba censorship ní ká tó máa.
Kí ló kàn mí? Èmi máa ṣe. What's my business? I've told you that 2026 is my year of no holds barred.
Ní the first recording tá a ṣe, mi ìrántí ní kẹ́ pé phone number yín. Àti account number wa bá ṣe máa ń pè usually. So ẹ pè ń sìn for people don't appreciate gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ nípa movie make because I learn a lot personally.
Yeah.
I've been learning and I'm seeing things in another perspective. Not that, but ẹ pè phone number yín àti your account number for people to bless you. Kúkúrú owó nu
adúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run ló ń ṣọ́ wa a máa ń sọ pé a máa ń dà níyàn sáfẹ́fẹ́ ni ẹ̀mí mọ́ ní bá wa gbére wa.
bó ṣe rí ni.
Okay, so bóyá ẹ̀mí máa bá wa gbére wa lọ́dọ̀ àwọn olólùfẹ́ wa. 0803 807 8723 0803 807 8723 phone number mi nìyẹn.
Yeah.
So account number mi First Bank 321 560 8034 321 560 8034 First Bank. Emmanuel Tolu Fagbure.